Hello, I'm just going to do a weigh-in video and some savvy sins and kind of a look in my cupboards and a shopping hauly type thing, because I've just been to Lidls, so I've got half the shopping that I would get during the week. I do half at Sainsbury's, half at Lidls, and also I've just come back from Slim and World. So I weighed in today at 10 stone 5.5 pounds, 5.5 pounds. So that means I've maintained, which is good for me. I'm happy with that. I'm half a pound under the top end of my target. I feel perfectly fine at 10 stone 5.5. I don't feel too sort of blobby, you know, too sort of, you know, oversized. I feel okay. So I feel, because it was a test to see if I'm okay at the top end, I feel all right there. So obviously next week it's useful if I maintain or lose. I don't really want to go up to 10 stone 6, so but that's been okay. I've been a bit worried because I thought, well, will I just go back up to my other target? But it's been okay. It's been all right. So for the last about 4 weeks I've remained, I can't remember how many, so I think it was 10 stone 3, then I was 10 stone 4, then 10 stone 5.5, then 10 stone 5.5. So I've remained in my target for the 4 weeks, which is really good. So I'm just going to basically show you, I'll put some soup on in a little bit, but I'm going to show you what I've got so far. So I've got to unpack my bags. So I've got some red seedless grapes from Lidls. I've got a kind of a fruit area here. Basically there's fruit on this area in the fruit bowl, and then I've got this pack of nuts. These are all individually portioned healthy extra bee nuts, and 3.5, there's some in here that are sultanas and they're 3.5 cents. The kids can access this box here, individually portioned healthy extra bees. They obviously don't count them as healthy extra bees, but they're just a little portion of nuts to them. So that's for them, and obviously for me, so I can grab them for my healthy extra bees. And obviously the fruit bowl there. So I'm going to put these things through. Got a fair amount of frozen things. I got 2 packs of grapes, because in Lidls they were 90p I think for a pack, which is really good. I've got some frozen blueberries in Lidls as well, some frozen blueberries for porridge. Where are they going to go? They're in the middle, I think, for fruits. In my freezer area, I try and see if I can get away with taking it out of charge for a minute, because I've got that charge. In my freezer area, I have, I might say low, I've got, so my bottom, this is the top area is for my frozen, I've got in here soup, and I've got a lasagna in there, and I've got some ice pops in there, and also my children were given some white bread ages ago, so it just went straight in the freezer. I've got some, this is frozen blueberries, and also freezer tea food. So there's Yorkshire puddings in there, there's vegetarian sausages in there, and here's, they're going to put all the veg. So this is where my, like, I put all of my closed packet frozen veg in this drawer, and then once they're opened at all, they go at the bottom, so I know what's open. So these are all upright together like that, so that I know what's open and what's not open, so I don't go opening some extras. I'll just plug you back in. Just, there you go, so you can be charging at the same time. And then I've got some frozen mushrooms, frozen chopped onions, frozen sliced mixed peppers. They're all at Lidls, and I think they're 69p. I've got 3 packs of mushrooms, 3 packs of onions, and 4. Oh, what's that? Oh, must have been from the. Oh, must have been from the Lidls. That. I think it was split. Now it's in there, it'll be fine. Just got it on my shoe. Got to rinse that off quickly. for it stains. Do the rest of it with no shoe. I think I might have saved that, hopefully. Blueberry juice is a bit of a nightmare, isn't it, to get off. There we go. See if it's too wet to put my foot in. It's a bit miserable. Right, leave that there. Okay. Oh, I see, yes, linked to it now. So I've got some frozen peas. No, that's good. Yeah, I think someone's put some ice cubes in. I've got some frozen Yorkshire puddings. The children like those. They're 2 sins for the Yorkshire pudding, but I don't bother with them. Not worth spending my sins on. That really did leak, didn't it? Oh, okie dokie. Now I've got some more mushrooms to put in there. Okie doke. Now I can just clean out the bag. And there I've got some bananas to go in my fruit bowl, because we've got a fair few bananas. The kids are into bananas now. Okay, that's emptied. I've got some Skyr yogurt. I get about 3 of those. My daughter likes to have that now with fruit. So I did used to just get 2, but now I get 3 because somebody else eating it. There we go. Put that in there. That's lovely. Also got some kitchen roll. It's a lot cheaper at Lidls to get the kitchen roll. So I got some there. I didn't used to have kitchen roll, but it's such a handy thing to have. Exactly these times when you've got blueberry juice everywhere. Work that. Okay, pop that in the bin. Okay. Now I unpack my bag. Still got a bit of frozen stuff in there. I've got some mature white cheddar. This is much cheaper at Lidls. I don't tend to use this so much because as soon as I have to interact with cheese too often, I end up eating the little extra bits. So I get myself some just pure sliced. This seems to work fine for me. It's a bit more expensive. It's £1.50 for 10 slices, but I can have 1 slice each time. This is for my partner and the kids. I am going to try and be good one day and grate up loads and loads, grate up loads of it and then pre-portion it, because I've got these little snack pack type of things, and I could put 30 grams of this cheese individually and then freeze it, and then when it's frozen, then when you bring it out each time, you can then sprinkle it on your food to, melt it in. So I think if I'm good one day, I might achieve that, but I've got to be sort of in the right headset to be able to tackle that. So that's a plan I have. In the meantime, I've just got my slices because I think Jane Day was saying about how it's a priority for her on Slimming World. Let me just get this. And in reality, it has to be. And I think those are those choices I make sometimes. I sort of think, well, I could do the sliced cheese. I mean, I could do the grated cheese, and I definitely could if I had the power. But in reality, I think I've done it a couple of weeks where I don't, and I have to grate it out. This just makes it a little bit easier for me. I think that's why I think in reality in the future I will grate that cheese and put it into portions, but having it already portioned out makes it life a lot easier. Just figuring out a way to make it portioned as easy as possible. There's more peppers, I think, and some more onions. I think we should be there for frozen things. So I'm going to shut the freezer. There we go. That's that job done. Okay, that's the freezer stuff done. I've got some salad tomatoes. I sliced those up and put them on top of the lasagna on a Monday. I've got some Braeburn apples, because Braeburn apples are super cheaper at Lidls. They're about 97p, whereas they're £1.50 at Sainsbury's. And I like Braeburn, so they're coming in there. Sultanas. I portion these out 25 grams for 3.5 sins. My son likes these, so little portions. And again, they're cheaper in Lidls than they are in Sainsbury's. I'm unpacking here. I've got wholemeal pasta from Lidls. Wholemeal pasta. I use that with my pasta and veg. It just seems to fill me up a bit better. I've got some baby potatoes. I normally have potatoes in the tins, but I forgot to get enough from Sainsbury's. So they, my children like potatoes and beans and sausages and Yorkshire pudding for their tea on a Sunday and a Monday night. So I've got them some baby potatoes instead, and I shall have to cook them myself. Okay, then what else have we got? We've got some cashew nuts, and I portion these out into the little bags. 15 cashew nuts. Or what else how do I weigh them as well? Sometimes they're not pure cashew nuts. Let's have a little look. You know, sometimes they're broken. 22 grams healthy extra B. Again, the nuts and seeds and such are way cheaper at Lidls. Chickpeas, which is what I use in the chilli. Here, got garlic granules and basil. I did want to get some oregano, but I couldn't see any oregano this time at Lidls, so I got some basil instead. I've got some chili flakes and some hot paprika, which I'm using in replacement of cayenne pepper for the chilies. Baked beans. Some baked beans and some mixed beans. Mixed beans are just a bit cheaper at 65p in Sainsbury's, and I can't remember how much they were in Lidls, around the 40p mark. And baked beans, they were 22p, which is a bit cheaper than Sainsbury's. Right, these are for the kids. These are in replacement of the smoothies. I used to get them some smoothies. I get these from Lidls now, multivitamin juice. They would be 5 cents for if you were just drinking them if yourself, but I don't drink them. Those for the children for their lunches. Keep them up there. Constant battle of trying to make sure they don't drink them while they are at home. To try and keep them for that. Okay, dokie, that's that done for my unpacking. I've also got some toilet rolls there for toilet rolls from Lidls, which are again very good. £1.99 for 6 jumbo rolls. We were getting the £6 ones, the 16 pack. It just ended up so much money, doesn't it? £6 for toilet rolls. So I thought we tend to go through sort of maybe one of these a week, which for some reason, you know, we used to get the 16 pack and it maybe take 2 weeks to go through maybe, but then this is 6, so £1.99 a week. About £4, isn't it, a week, for a fortnight rather than £6, so you know, it all adds up, doesn't it? Let's see what charge we've got and I'll take you on a 16%. Let's see how we get on. Okay. Let's show you the cupboards. Done that. Should we do fruit bowl? Well then, right. Yeah, so in my fruit bowl, so you got my grapes, bananas, mango, and Braeburn apples and tangerines in there at the moment. Red grapes. I've got in my nuts and seeds. I'll plug you in while I'm nearby here. I'll give a bit of charge. I've got pumpkin and sunflower seeds, pecan nuts, sultanas. I've reused these bags as well. There's Brazil nuts in there, pecans again, almonds, cashew nuts. What else is in there? And a little pack of hemp seeds. And did I do walnuts ready? Walnuts. I think that's about it for that. Also, I've decided I'm going to use these little bags now for oats, because I do porridge and blueberries, but I have to weigh out the oats each time, and sometimes when you can't be bothered in the morning you think, oh, I'll just have simple breakfast then, and sometimes I could have really done with having porridge in the morning, and in the end I'll just choose a banana and a bit of fruit, whereas it could have really helped me. So I've decided I'm going to use these little bags. These are £1 for 20 little snack bags, but they're useful because they're small and they like clip at the top, you know, they zip across. So I'm going to portion out porridge oats into the 40 gram amounts. So I'm going to do that, and then of course I can reuse them. They're not getting dirty at all. So if I've emptied it out, I'll just refill again. This is what I do with these. When the kids finish eating them, they just put the bags back in the pot, and then when we've got more bags than nuts, then we just go and refill. So let's do the fridge. What have we got? So we've got most of what's in there again. We've got some olives, 5 olives for a sin. Got some mayonnaise, which I don't use, for the children. We've got blueberry covered Skyr yogurt. We've got mature sliced cheddar. These are just under Healthy Extra A, so 25 grams a slice. Cheese, the large amount of cheese. Quark, which is what I use on the lasagna when I mix it up with herbs. What else is in there? I've got some leftover feta. I should probably go now. I don't really tend to use that so much. I've got wholemeal bread down there. Slice of that's Healthy Extra. I've just a 400 gram loaf, so no, 800 gram loaf. So a slice of that is a Healthy Extra B, which I don't use very often, but occasionally I will use. But that's mostly for the children and my partner. I've got some onions, which I very rarely use because I normally use frozen, but they're there just in case. I've got some carrots, which I use this thing to do. Is it still around? Here it is. My daughter got me this ages ago in the charity shop, and it's like a pencil sharpener, but it's like spiralises the carrot, which is great because I can't be bothered to chop up carrot. So if we use carrot in anything, I just sharpen the carrot. And some sweet potato, which is what I use in curries, sometimes soup. But they last for ages in the fridge. I've got some Costa coffee up here, some filter coffee, and what else is in there? Some milk, large amount of milk, which I use occasionally for Healthy Extra A on a Sunday. Most of the time it's cheese, but that's from my parent. oats, partner and children. Some Diet Coke that's in the fridge, so my partner likes to have that cold. What else have we got? What's in here? That's my plan that I use. I just have it up there just so if I can't remember what I'm eating, then I can just access it. So there's all our Tupperware stuff. In here is oats. So this is the porridge oats. And this is the other oats as well that Jane Day got me. It's the raw 56 sprouted mixed oats. And then I can use those. So I'm going to have them. I have them as a Healthy Extra B on a Thursday and Friday and a Saturday. I've got puffed wheat, which you can use as a Healthy Extra B. It's quite good because you can have 40 grams of it, and you get a lot from that, so that's a help. But they're mostly for the kids. But if I want to eat it, I can because it's Healthy Extra B. Same as these raisin wheats, Healthy Extra B, for 23 squares, I think. But again, they're mostly for the kids. If I want to have it, I can. I've got Diet Pineapple Grapefruit Crush, Diet Dandelion and Burdock flavour. These are mostly for the kids. They're getting something a bit different, but it's not going to hurt them. And Diet Pink Lemonade. So they got something for fun, for fizzy, but it's not going to... It's not so unhealthy. I've got pack of baked beans. What else have I got in here? So there's the multivitamin juices at the top there. I've got chopped tomatoes in cartons, mixed pulses in water for my soup. I'll bring that out because I'll be using that in a minute. Red kidney beans for the chilies that I make, or the chili that I make. Green lentils for the curry and the chili. I should have two of them. Yes, there's two in there. Chickpeas for the curry. And in here's the slate. There's peanut butter, 4.5. I haven't used it in so long, but the children and my partner use it all the time. 15 grams is 4.5 cents. Lemon juice, which we use sometimes for the pasta and veg and also for hummus. Some spray oil. I hardly ever use spray oil now. What else have we got in here? It's my partner's relish. Hot curry powder, which you use for curries. Tablespoon of that. No, 2 tablespoons. Salt and pepper. You know, grinders. Marmite. This is all in the cooking area. And then what else have we got in here? And a giant thing of mixed herbs, which is for the chilies. I think this will be the last cupboard because that's pretty much the food that we have to eat, I think. So top up the top here is a bit of corn flour. We don't eat that, we just play, we make you know, slime with it. This is where I keep the nuts at the top here. A little bit out of accessibility, so I don't just grab them. If they were there here, I'd eat them so quick. But this is what I use to top up my little bags. Cashew nuts up there, almonds. I've got some icing sugar for some random reason, and some wholemeal flour up there. But again, I don't really use them anymore. I used to use wholemeal there, sins to make the pizza. I just haven't really in the end. Got some gravy granules up there as well, which I don't use anymore. I've got some buckwheat here, which Jane Day got me, and I often use that in the soup. And some alphabetti pasta for the children. A little strawberry jelly left over. We sometimes make jelly. The wholemeal pasta is in there. I've got lentils, which I use in the curry. I've got the stock cubes, which should go down the bottom end. In that section. Oh, I've got soy sauce. This little chap here, which is the Melba toasts, which you can have half a tin for a little piece of Melba toast, which can be really helpful. Just a little something extra if you want. If you got, sometimes if my plan doesn't go super to plan, I end up with extra cheese, then I can have some of those. One little packet of 6 is 3 cents with the cheese and apple, and that's works quite nicely. Put some leftover paella rice up there. What else have we got down here? So, some more relish that my partner has. Tricolour quinoa that I get from Lidls. So good cheap place to get Lidl. I've still got a fair bit of brown rice. I really went off brown rice, so we don't tend to eat it anymore. Whole wheat lasagna sheets for the lasagna that I make. Mango chutney that my partner has with the curry. Popping corn, which I haven't used in a long time. Couscous, which I haven't used in a long time. Some maple syrup that my brother got me that the children have been having on porridge. I've got some alphabet shapes at the far end there, and I think we tend to just use them for crafts, I think, sticking them on. I forgot, and some sultanas then. I put them sultanas at the top there with the nuts, because then you can use, you know, I use them to fill out little bags. Soy sauce from Lidls, which is very useful, just for a little extra flavour of things. They don't seem to have any dried noodles anymore at Lidls. They used to have just dried noodles, like dried egg noodles. Don't seem to have any of them at the moment. That's what I used to have, just in case. A pack of stir-fry veg, pack of noodles, and some soy sauce. I might have to get some from Lidl, Sainsbury's, just because it's very useful, just in case you've got an you've got an emergency food that you can have. And some whole grain rye crisp breads. I don't know how many sins they are, and I don't know if they're a healthy extra B. They might be, but I got them in because my partner, I thought it might be quite nice just to have some crisp breads in, like, you know, fake Rovitas. So I got them in, and my partner likes to eat them because he follows Slimming World, but he doesn't count anything, but he just eats basically the same sorts of foods that I do. And that seems to work for him. And then I thought, well, it's just a nice crisp bread that you can have. Those doesn't have to bulk up too much on bread. So that's basically what I eat. And then that all goes with this plan that I have up on the wall. That all the food that I have then makes all this food, and then I just start again the next week. I've made myself. This is a selection of lists I have. This is the Lidls. This is Lidls. Make myself a Lidls list, a Sainsbury's list, and our local drugstore list, because there's some things that are cheaper there. And here I have, although to be honest, I've got a shower gel over here in the drugstore, but to be honest, Lidls is way better for shower gel now, so I'll take that off. This is a list of things. I'll have to check the toothpaste out as well. This is the list of places, so certain things you can only get from Sainsbury's. You can't get everything from Lidls. So I've got myself a Sainsbury's list of the stuff I can get from Sainsbury's, and the other things I get from Lidls. There's certain things that are cheaper at Sainsbury's and certain things that are cheaper at Lidls. My problem is often, so I can't carry everything from Lidls. So there's certain things I get from Sainsbury's which might be a few pence more, but it saves me lugging so much back. But for example, they didn't have any tinned potatoes, so I didn't get them from Lidls. But yeah, there's a bit of me thinking I might need to readjust and just see if there's a way of me getting, because I think you have to have a minimum order on Sainsbury's, and well, like £40, and I don't think I can quite manage to carry everything, and I don't really have any time on Friday or Saturday, so Monday is the only time I've got really to go shopping at Lidls. And I've got to have food here ready on Saturday morning, so that when my partner looks after the kids all day, he's got some food here arrived. Because otherwise you've got to try and look after children at the same time as having no food in the house. And it saves him dragging them all out and get food. So I think it's a relatively good balance. I'll just, you know, basically just see how much I can, the limit is how much I can carry back from Lidls. Thinking I might have to get myself a shopping trolley. Come back so I can buy more stuff from Lidls. But yeah, I'm going to say goodbye now, and I'm going to just go and put the soup on, ready to cook. I'm really confident for this week. It's given me a real boost that I've maintained, and it's nice having all my plan written down so I know what I'm doing. The things I'm going to do different this week are definitely measure out my porridge oats. So I think I'm going to do that today, because this measuring out these nuts thing works so well. But it took me ages to sort of get round to actually doing it, but once I'm doing it, it's easy, so easy. Again, I've made sure I kept my list. So I kept list in there, literally wasn't in there at the time. Keep this list at the bottom of the nuts so that I don't have to keep thinking how much things are, if you know what I mean. So when I'm just going to put it down for a second. So I can easily refill, because when they bags get empty, I just take the whole box over or bring the nuts over. The only thing is I've got to make sure I'm not doing it when I'm hungry, because obviously I want to eat the nuts. But if I can catch a good time, I normally only have to refill it once a week or so, so it does last a little while, and I'll sometimes do a bit here and there, so not too bad. But yeah, I'll do my oats because I think that'll make life a bit easier. Right, I'm going to say goodbye, and I shall upload, and I will see everybody next week. Bye, see you later.